Documenting my first day on ADHD meds, just to see the way my doctor's like fairly loosey goosey, if that makes sense. But I've gone to her for years, and so like she trusts me and knows that like if there's things that come up, I'm pretty like direct about it. So anyway, so what we're doing is twice a day, and she's kind of like, yep, come back in 6 weeks, and you can kind of see like how often you take it, if it helps, you have ADHD, if it doesn't, you don't. I've taken about a half an hour ago. I'm supposed to take it like half an hour to an hour, and so I feel like I'm noticing like little messes I usually just don't, I'm not aware of. So this is like a half an hour in. I feel like I'm noticing things that I didn't notice before, and I don't know. I've tried not to research, but also it could be a placebo effect, right? Also, my doctor's like, with my migraines, she's like, yeah, placebo, I don't care. If it works, it works. So yeah, so anyways, we'll see. I will keep you guys updated throughout the day. Other thing I've noticed, day one of the new ADHD med, one thing I've noticed though is that I think I said this already, but I notice things like things that I have setting places to remember. I remember them and I see them and I notice them. So that's been really cool. As far as like playing with the little one, just for about 20 minutes this morning before we went to hang out with his dad while I take a bath and shower and wash my hair, it felt pretty normal. I wasn't tempted to get on my phone though, so that was cool. But like those 20 minutes just kind of felt like we were playing. So that wasn't totally different. But yeah. I also feel like my mind isn't maybe racing about, like I'm not thinking about 100 different things right now. That's kind of weird. I don't, like I said, I haven't looked up what meds are supposed to do or not do, but yeah, like the background noise in my head isn't there. That's weird. That's actually a really weird thing. And I'm guessing that is probably the medication. So that's exciting. And then I think my doctor was saying like, there are situations where like ADHD brain is helpful for us. So she's like, because like for most of my jobs, I haven't like, they're creative jobs. And so like I've been able to do creative things and like, it's probably been good and helpful. So she was saying like, yeah, she's like, yeah, you don't need to take it all the time. Like you can take it when you need to focus and do things. And so yeah, so anyways, we'll see. Like I said, it could all be placebo because I mean like caffeine can make you focus, right? That type of thing. So we'll see. But I think like the biggest test to see if the medication is doing, like making a big difference will be to try to bake something or follow a traditionally written recipe, like in a recipe book. I think that'll be a big tell. And I think too, like some people just don't bake, and it's not like if I can't do it, that doesn't mean it's not working or whatnot. But yeah, I do want to try to bake, and also like if I can clean the kitchen up after a full meal or full recipe that's like more complicated, that'll be a big tell. And I'm excited to see. I'll probably try it this week. We'll see if there's a good time, if it works. But I'm doing my hair, obviously. It's partially done. We'll see. These are bigger ones than normal. I don't know if I'll like them as much as sometimes, but it is what it is. Also, these ones, the lock knots, like they take a while to adjust to where they're like looking normal. But so anyways, I've been on the meds for about, I want to say 3 or 4 hours. I think I took them at 7:30 and it's about 10:45. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay. There you go. And I feel like it's starting to wear off. I'm not positive. I'm getting a headache, which I get migraines a lot anyways. And I'm hopeful that the ADHD will help with my migraines. Just having it treated will like take stress off, and that will help relieve my migraines. I don't know. Like that's a potential thing that it can affect. They can also cause headaches. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm starting to get a migraine, and that's the biggest change I'm noticing. I feel like my brain is maybe going a little bit faster, and I'm thinking about like more things at a time. I'm not positive though. My husband has the little one, so I'm just doing my hair and listening to YouTube. Yeah, so I'm not positive. But 10 o'clock, 10:45. Actually, I'm gonna document these times. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Anyways, okay, bye. So I finished my hair. I haven't taken more meds. I don't know. It's probably 11:30. But so one of the things, I'm just listening to videos about ADHD and meds and stuff. Just I avoided doing research before going to my doctor's appointment because I didn't want to do the Dr. Google thing and have like preconceptions. But yes, I feel like I'm a little more spacey again. But oh yeah, sorry. I'm not editing this, and I'm not going to delete it because this is like normally I would edit this out, right? So you wouldn't see it. Oh yeah, but what I was gonna say though, I cleaned the counter, not the counter, but the dresser. You can't tell, it's still like there's still tons of stuff on it. But I like dusted several things, surfaces, and like I was able to stay at one place, which I've never. Usually, if I'm cleaning something, like I'll clean a window, the mirror maybe, and then I would go do like that mirror, and then I would go to the bathroom, and then I would like get sidetracked, and I would like go to the bathroom, and then I'd go eat, like right. So but yeah, I was able to like I dusted a bunch of surfaces until the rag was done. It's 11:35. My alarm just went off. Yeah, I feel like that focus is better, and I think too. I'm also trying to be intentional about like developing good habits, especially if I think the medication is working, which I do. But I want to develop good habits while I'm on medication, like helping it, just so I can get back to like where I was functioning. Like, so I feel like the last few weeks have just been rough. And it's in like and well, one thing too, like when I've been off of my one of my migraine meds, which is an anti-anxiety specifically for women who are going through menopause, but it's used for migraines. When I go off of it though, like I've noticed like anxiety is getting worse when I'm not on it. So like, and I kind of had like mild anxiety, which is very common with people with ADHD, so it's no surprise. But yeah, but I've noticed like that's been way worse the last few times I've like ran out of meds for that. So that's something that's kind of like a trigger as far as like ADHD. Because with women, my understanding is that it gets worse over the years. With boys, it gets better. Like, and boys are usually diagnosed around age 7, and women around age 12, and usually misdiagnosed around age 12, I should say. Symptoms start around age 12 for girls, and they're usually misdiagnosed. I was diagnosed with anorexia when I was in middle school, but I later found out that it was eating stomach disorder, gastroparesis, which has nothing to do with psychologically, but is purely my stomach muscles don't work properly. They paralyze themselves. Like they stop working from time to time. Basically, that's an oversimplification, but anyways. And so like I couldn't eat. But I was down to like a 14 BMI, I believe. I was pretty underweight for my height at the time. Yeah, so like right now I'm almost 200 pounds after having a baby and like overweight. Then I was the same height and was I think 114. So like 75 pounds less than I am now, which yeah, I need to lose 40 to 60. But 40 is a reasonable amount. 60 would be awesome, but I'm not sure if that's maintainable. So anyways, there you go. That's a ramble. See, this is me rambling more. I think it's wearing off. Yeah, so there were other things I was going to talk about. Yeah, my brain is back to like being kind of wired, but it's also like I understand what it's like to not be wired like that kind of now, which is weird. Yeah, anyways. So the end of day 1 on the ADHD meds went fairly well. I did take a second one before a toddler event. We had 4 boys have birthdays right at the same age. They're within 2 weeks of each other. And so we all had a birthday party together. And so lots of things going on, lots of music, noise, at one of the open gyms, gymnastics gyms. And so it was good. I think for that type of situation, I maybe wouldn't take the meds because I don't know. It was, there's just so much going on anyways. I didn't necessarily like feel like I needed to, like in some ways, I feel like multitasking might have been a benefit, or like being all over the place might have been just as good. Not necessarily, but I'm kind of not a huge med person. So like my guess is that I'll kind of lean towards not taking them, except for like what I need to focus on stuff. So I think a good time would actually be like when the little one's napping or in the mornings, especially. So anyways, I don't know for sure, but today is Sunday and I took a half dose this morning. So my jaw, I didn't mention this. My jaw started to like really clench up last night and I got really tight in my neck and shoulders, which I do anyway. So I'm not positive if I was hyper aware of that or if it was, worse. I had a little tiny bit of jaw clenching this morning after I took it, but not bad. So anyways, today is Sunday. In church, it was weird because I think I took it later than I meant to. I'd planned to take it like right when I got to church, so then by the time church started, it would have kicked in. But I took it like halfway through. We do songs before the sermon, And I think it kicked in partway through the sermon. I'm not positive, but it was cool because like I was able to focus on the sermon in a way that like it was interesting. Like I had to try to focus. Like it wasn't like I just automatically did it. It was I had to still make an effort to focus and like intentionally choose to focus and keep going back to the sermon, which I didn't. I kind of after yesterday, I kind of thought that was just like my brain would just be like focused. It would be great, but yeah, so it was more of an effort than yesterday. I feel like effortlessly relaxing during a bath was amazing. Like I've never experienced that, so that was cool. But yeah, today wasn't as much of a dramatic change. I also did a half fill. I think I said that. Um, but yeah, but it was good. I think for church it was good because I was able to like I could summarize the sermon after hearing it. Like which I that like last week I read for church and I could not focus. Like I didn't read it ahead of time, which I don't always do. Like I just if I read slowly, I can read and like get the words out right, and it's fine. But I didn't read ahead of time last week, and then or no, I did read right. I just read like 10 minutes before the service ahead of time, and then I read the text out loud during church, and I couldn't like while I was reading it, I couldn't make sense of it, which is kind of typical. Like I oftentimes can't make sense of something even if I'm reading it out loud. It's like if I'm asked to summarize something and people have like read, I'm like I can't do that. Like, I've never been able to like without looking at it and some like I've never and I've always just kind of faked it, right? Like I can fake it pretty well. Um but yeah, so like but today like they read it and then they read another passage and was like, oh, it's not the same. Like I could tell that it wasn't from the same thing that had just been read. So like that was I could tell that I was retaining things and picking things up that I don't usually. So that was really cool. So I think yeah, so taking it for the sermon would be good. And then after church, I was like talking to people and I was just having like a one-on-one conversation with someone, like looking them in the eye, like, and I wasn't thinking about 25 other things, and I was able to focus. And like I said, I'm usually really good at just like pretending that I'm paying attention and um, like I'm good at pretending that I'm focused and not ignoring someone, right? Like but I didn't know that I was pretending as much as I have been, I guess, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, talking to like, a couple people, like I was at a booth because we're selling stuff for a missions trip that I'm co-leading. I guess I'm leading it technically, but anyways, but yeah, so like I was talking to someone and just like I was able to focus on it, and then also like sometimes like people's breathing will really bother me, like to the point where I'm just like I can't handle it, and that didn't happen at all today, so that was cool. Um, it was also really cold, so that was tricky because my hair being slightly damp, and then like I didn't have a scarf on today, and it was colder in the church part where it's really really warm, so I struggled with that, but all that to say, like yeah, yeah, just different, but really great. So there you go. There's my update. I'm gonna make, anyways, yeah. Not sure how I'll edit these if I have space on my phone. Oh, I deleted like 19 gigs off my phone easily yesterday. It was amazing.